Oh, I nailed it. Perfect timing. I am back, folks. How many months has it been since I did a solo stream? It is, of course, a Tuesday night, 2 days after my 23rd birthday. Shout out, first of all, to me. I don't really shout out myself very often, but there you go. We're going to get started on TikTok. We've got some new stuff going on. I need to do an audio test. All right, let's give me I got to give myself a sentence, I guess. We're back, first of all. I'm getting embarrassed a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. Let's just get right into it, folks, okay? The title says everything. I am going to... The clickbait titles are just too good. And it's so TikTok challenge. Like the whole, like, oh, doing every blah, blah, blah. You know, that's TikTok 101, folks, all right? Okay, speaking of that, let's see. So we do this. Let the game begin. We're going to go over to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube, dude. Oh, is that my stream? Yo, there we go. Easy. Look how easy that was. And now TikTok is officially connected. And let's see if my phone doesn't explode this time. So we're going to push it up. I'm going to open this window a little bit if I can. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I've been hitting the gym pretty good, I gotta say. That window is hard as fuck to open. Moderation activity is now hidden. Wonderful, YouTube. Okay, so we can close this. Oh, all right, folks. It's time to get started. I'm gonna do some housekeeping before we actually get right into it. We're gonna drop some stats, some real juicy Warframe stats. We got a lot in store, folks. First of all, if you've been watching the TikToks or the shorts, you've noticed that I've been changing the upload schedules a lot. And, you know, as someone who doesn't really change their format a lot, I found that it definitely gets stale over time. And Contractors and Pavlov have they've outshined all of my other videos. Like, I can't tell you, like, here's my theory. If you have a VR headset, you're probably a kid who wants to do the fucking COD in VR, all right? And Pavlov or Contractors, I would say Contractors over Pavlov, just because you know, everybody's gonna upload the same maps. Those are just assets, all right? You can just upload that shit so easy. Like, it's so simple. But like, oh, it's so much more than that too. Like, Contractors gets updated so often. Like, it was a little dog shit when I first saw it, but now it's quality as hell. They have their own like map system, and you can try to play Star Wars, but it crashed my Quest, so don't do that. But yeah, that's my stereotype right there for gamers. That's the rule number one. And anyway, what I'm trying to say is we're changing stuff around. I'm gonna try and stream more often because why not? But obviously the clickbait titles will always come with it. So I think we should just get right into it. I will say Monday's video obviously changed the schedule, so we'll see how these Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos do. But you know, obviously it's Tuesday, so I do all of my batch recordings on Tuesday. So we got 3 new videos coming out. I think it's I can spoil it. I mean, let's just pull it up right now. All right, well, I think this is the time where we cut to the screen for the first time. There you go, folks. All right, easy. Now let's see. Okay, hang on. Real quick, this is some self-advertising. Let's just go here, and then edited shorts, arcade games. All right, so let's see. We are doing Dome Keeper, Hell is Other Demons, and Rising Hell. Hell is Other Demons is a really weird, awesome game. Oh, it's so sick. Like, I can't wait for that video. Like, I just hope they do well, because like these games are awesome, but like there's too many of them. Like, being a variety anything on TikTok is like so dangerous. I mean, your content suffers. Like, I get like 17 likes on my videos, and then like, you know, less than 1,000 views, and it's like, these games are awesome. I want more people to see them, but it's like, yeah, whatever. Let's hope they do well in the long term. Anyway, we're on the home screen, so it's time to get started. No enough messing around, all right? I'm going to see if I can actually show the my stats. Ooh, I'll probably have to cut, so maybe I can, because I don't think I want to show the lock screen. Hang on, let's go here. We'll load into Warframe. Obviously, we've got a lot of shit to do. As the title suggests, every frame. First of all, we're doing every prime frame first, because prime frames are the ones that I put Umbra Forma on, and they're also the ones that I put Archon shards on. So you'll be able to see, like, oh, I see too many Wisp mains who are like, finally put 5 shards on Wisp. But it's like, I have 5 shards on Rhino, but then I have like 5 and 3 and 4 on a bunch of them. Like, oh, Archon shards is like the best. Like, Archon shards and the whole Helminth system is basically DE being like, okay, hang on, let's do one thing real quick. I'm gonna pull up my Steam stats, but I don't want to show you guys anything. Okay, yes, okay, here we go. So first of all, when we're talking Warframe, we always want to talk about stats. So a little bit of a bragging, but I'm like 23 hours away from hitting 7,000 hours of Steam time, which is like just idle time, most of it, because, you know, that's one stat. So 7,000, let's just round up by about, is that less than 1% at that point? Okay, anyway. The real stats, time played, 2,700. So you do the math. I mean, that's like, it's definitely less than half, but it's like maybe more than 30%, which is like 30% of the time that I've spent with Warframe open has been playing missions. That's kind of the gist of it, you know, if you get my meaning. So that's the stats. But the real stats, I'm gonna do a whole video series about this. I think they might be too inflammatory, but I think people will understand pretty quick. But we got a lot of shit to do. I mean, it's Warframe, so you got the dailies, first of all. And second of all, first of all, I can't say that too many times, guys. Sort by usage. That's the number one thing. My whole system is just based off of usage. All right, that's my secret to playing Warframe. That's my secret to also being Legendary 2 and also having unlocked everything. And that includes everything. You know, I did K-Drives a long time ago, like maybe 2 years ago at this point. And that there's no way to buy your way out of that. You got to grind that shit out. Like, you buy a couple Prime Access and you're like, maybe you can save yourself some time here and there, but for the most part, it's just like, you'll get done faster than you know. Anyway, that's what the usage list is all about. It's kind of like this secret hack where you can be like, okay, hang on, let's get some water and then we'll get right into it. Yeah, okay. Usage list. First of all, you can see there's a clear divide here. I hope you guys are all catching on. We got normal frames and then boom, Hydroid Prime, Vauban. You can see, you can understand right away. You know, and like I said before, I only put Umbra Forma and I only put Archon shards on prime frames because I know that I won't have to worry about losing that, you know, that Forma or that shard, or, you know, with shards you just take it off, but that's 50% bile. That means, like, oh, the Wisp mains that have 5 shards, how many days is that going to take you to, like, have all the bile accumulated so that you can get rid of 5 shards, which is like 250%. So that's like, you know, that's easy math, folks. Okay, but you get the idea. All right, it's very simple. So I'm not going to waste my time putting shards on any of these guys, even though they're pretty good. But like Varuna doesn't really need shards. Like Zaku doesn't really need shards. Like none of these guys really, when it gets down to it, like as long as you have like the arcanes, like you don't need shards. Like it's just fun. Like, oh, Hydroid. Everybody collectively is like, oh, Hydroid fucking sucks. So it's like, you always end up with the same build. Like when a frame doesn't really have a lot of uses, you kind of just end up turning them into Nidus. Like all things just become Nidus in the end. Okay, here, hang on 1 second. My stream is looking like dog shit on my phone, and I'm worried that my phone is about to explode. So, hang tight, folks. It still looks like dog shit. I think it's going. It's going. Okay, but anyway, what's Hydroid's best ability? You might say. Maybe it's Tentacle Swarm, because it's just kind of like a nice CC. I feel like Tentacle Swarm would be better if, like, the tentacles like pulled them to the ground, or like even grouped them together. Like, I'm just a sucker for grouping abilities, as you can see, because I just turn everything into Nidus. Okay, that's just plain and simple. But I like Corroding Barrage. To me, that's his simplest, most brainless ability. It's free corrosive, it's free armor strip, so it's like, why not? And then, I mean, you can, if you're doing a Nidus build, then you have to kind of use Overextended, because it's going to be a diminished range. So I'm at 280% range, and it's getting the same range as base Nidus, like with stretch and arcane. What's that one? Augur. Jesus. Anyway, let's just find Nidus and I can show you. Here, let's look at Nidus. 175. Oh, look at that. 21 meters. Oh, so they knew. All right, DE knows. They're not going to be like, they're not going to give you this ability and just let you fucking run free. Like, come on. But it's like I'm always just like, yeah, what else do you do for Hydroid? Like, what are you gonna use your 2 and kind of like knock enemies into a wall? That's always like a fun. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Anyway, let's go over here. Like, Tidal Surge is kind of nice because it's also like a grouping ability. Like, every enemy you hit is like dragged along with you. So as long as you hit a wall, it's kind of like Goss's Vortex ability when he uses his 1, like whatever that augment is. But I mean, it is just the lazy man's way to play. Like, you'll see for a couple of these frames, like for Mag, I was like, like Mag has her pull, which is like kind of a good grouping ability. But I mean, really, anyway, I'm getting distracted. We should just get right into it. We have the dailies to do. We got the sortie. We got the Steel Path incursions, I guess they're called. Hang on, I need to open TikTok. Yeah, this shit. My phone is just shitting the bed, so I don't know how to feel about this. Higher picture quality. It's just giving me. Oh, I think I have to go in and actually set. Like, hang on 1 second. Advanced. Yeah, here you go. 720p 60. There you go. Okay. I'm sorry, TikTok. They were suffering for a long time. We've been delaying for long enough. So you guys get the idea. I'm gonna do a whole video about this. All right. It's gonna be another stream, because I just feel like it's easier for me to just stream, so that I'm not like uploading videos and uploading shorts. It's more just like, oh, you're either here for the shorts or you're here for the streams. And they can kind of be promoted separately, and they can be promoted differently. So I don't really have to worry about, one video cannibalizing the other. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times, like, just being someone who doesn't like doing the same thing twice, especially just like doing all these reviews. It's like, oh my God. I hope they do well in the long run. That's all I can say. That's why, the homepage, it's got to look nice. Okay, folks, it's got to be easy to get in. Okay, let's just do this. So as you can see right off the bat, I'm not using a primary. I'm going to make a whole video about that too. That, like, whenever I do pub missions, like let's look at the sortie. Okay, it's a mobile defense, it's a rescue, and it's a spy. This is the only mission that I'm going to do public. These other two, you don't need to do with other people. Rescue maybe, but like, nah, you don't really need it. You can handle it on your own, and you can handle it without even using a primary, because it's like, my philosophy is like, if you're going to use a primary, you might as well use like an S tier or like a meta weapon, just to like make the game easier. And so the only situation that you would ever need that is like exactly what this title entails, which is once we finish the dailies, we're going into the Steel Path. Oh, what's it called? Conjunction Survival. I think that's what the game mode is called. You know, it's the one on Lua where you know on Lua you already have to fight the sentients, right? That's the whole gimmick. Like every 5 minutes the sentients show up, and then you know if you're playing on the Steel Path, then it's like you have sentients and the acolyte, and then it's like, oh, you're playing Conjunction Survival, sentients, acolytes, Thrax enemy that is just like buffed to insane. And dude, their death animation where they like spin in the air, so many goddamn times I've used the like Zenurix 2 that gives you bonus headshot damage, and then their animation takes like fucking 10 seconds, and you're just standing there like an idiot, and it's like, oh my god. And then that's an instant game over. Very quickly you can just get an instant game over if like the Thrax enemies go really bad for you, and so that it's ruthless. But that's why you love it. That's the whole point. You do it solo. Did my speakers turn off? Wait a minute. I just lost audio.
Still working on it.
My speakers turned off. I was like, I hear Lotus for 1 second, and then it's just nothing. It's just void. I'm just talking in the void. Anyway, as you can see, this is what I mean about pub missions. Like, what am I? Do I need to do anything in this mission? We have a Volt and we have a Mag. Like, I can just stand here and they're just gonna go crazy. Like, you can try and compete, which is like, yeah, then you might want to use some fucking meta weapons or some S tier weapons, which I'm gonna do a whole you know, primary weapon tier list, and I can do a pretty easy secondary weapon tier list. Like, that is pretty simple, I would say, you know. But secondary weapons are like, there's like usable shit, and then there's like shit I'm not gonna use. It's just how it is, folks. Like, as long as it has some kind of weird funky beam effect or maybe like an explosion, I'm gonna use it. You need that like group clearing ability. Like, I haven't even used Larva once. Dude, Larva synergizes so well with Mag. She just bubbles wherever you Larva. Like, it's just brainless. Like, you don't even think. But I don't need to do anything. Like, look at this. I'm going to kill maybe 2 enemies, 3 enemies with the Icarius. And of course, I think Icarius has a Riven. Icarius also has primed heated charge. So the whole goal, or okay, you know, the way that I build most of my secondary weapons is kind of like taking advantage of primed heated charge, so that your damage types are like almost dead even between viral and heat. Because I just find that like if you deal a lot of damage, I'm pretty sure that the damage of the heat proc is like scaled off of the damage you deal to the enemy, because I don't even know, like, you just see some numbers and you're like, it's hard to confirm some shit, but that's just the way that I see it. I calls them how I sees them, you know? Hey, I am actually getting some decent. Oh my goodness, dude. That's my DPS. Oh, but I have a heavy attack that just. Am I actually getting slash procs on this? No, I'm not even gonna fight this guy. Whatever. I have like 1 billion Zenith crowns at this point. You can kind of see my health. See, I'm glad I used the green screen, and I'm glad I replaced my ring light, because for some reason my right ring light just kind of like exploded, and I think it like messed up some of the other stuff that was connected to the USB, and I was just like shaking my head, you know, scratching my beard. Oh my god, folks. But you know what it is. I mean, I do think Icarius just deals, you know, it's an absurd amount of damage per hit. Like, this is just like a math nerd's. It's not even math though. It's just like big number. Like, and it's unga bunga. Like, anybody can do this. It's just like pick the bigger number. Like, oh, this Icarius doesn't have crit chance. Oh well, get a Riven, and then hope that you get damage and multi-shot. And it's like, game over. Game over, dude. Game over, man.
Still working on it. Continue to
Sorry,
defend.
guys. I don't want to bring that shit back. I want to try and be a little bit more cut and dry about this. I mean, like, when was the last time I saw an enemy? I'm just sitting here chatting. I'm just chatting it up. You know, TikTok's just going by. So far, we haven't had anybody in TikTok. Hey, but you know, eventually. Can this... Am I... Oh my god. I am suffering right now, folks. I hope you can see this. This TikTok app. There you go. Okay, I need to move this over here. There you go. Okay, I'm sorry, folks.
Mission complete.
That was embarrassing. I'll admit it. I should be the first one to admit it, as the person who did it. Is that a bar? Could you use that in something? Oh my god. And of course I just shoot my friend in the face and I get staggered. Looking like an idiot. I mean, at every turn. It's good to be back. That's why I'm not recording this. I'm not saving this shit anywhere. This is just going on YouTube and then y'all can just watch it. Like, yeah. This will just be my side Warframe shit. You know what I mean? It'll always be my first love. That's why, like, without even realizing it, I don't think people realize, like, dude, when Deviri comes out, this is like Warframe finally exposing itself as like a roguelike game. Like, it's just like all the randomization features, all the it has a lot of grind because it's an MMO, but like it's got some like randomization and like tile set features that are like used in a lot of roguelikes. And I'm like, Pablo, I don't know how long Pablo has worked there, but I think he's a mastermind. I'm trying to, well, I feel like just the idea of like an endless mode is like, dude, that's just fucking Vampire Survivors like so long before. But is that really, like, it's just a survival mode? Like, Vampire Survivors is a whole nother dude. They've been winning awards like crazy. Like, fucking shout out. That you can play that game on fucking anything, dude. You play it on your watch. You be in the car fucking playing that shit on your watch. That would be horrible. Like, oh my god. All the enemies would be like, they would be like right next to you before you even saw that. Instant death. Anyway, getting distracted once again, talking about Vampire Survivors. Different game entirely. I can't wait, dude. When will I actually review Vampire Survivors? Because I'm going to do a whole series on Horde survival games. Because all of those games are, except for a few, which I think there's only one, which I want to save that. Because that'll be a little bit of a surprise. I've
been thinking, operator.
Maybe I should make a separate video about it. Maybe I should do it as 2 videos. I don't know. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, I'm getting into the weeds again. Oh my god. We're playing Vauban next. Solo. So it doesn't even matter. I'm not even going to use Vortex. And I think for Vauban, I literally just have 4 duration shards. That's it. I mean, that's what I call an S tier build, folks. That's what I call. Anyway, let's get into it. I think we're doing a rescue mission with Vauban, which is just like clown hours. Maybe I should swap. Yeah, let's do Equinox, you know. Once again, Equinox I put in snare on because I hope you guys can see a trend. Let's get right into it. This is a rescue mission. I think it's on a good planet. Yeah, it's just on Jupiter. Oh, this is easy mode. As long as it's not the Kuva Fortress or Lua, it's an easy mission. It's an easy dub. All right, let's get some water before we get started. Hey, shout out we had 2 concurrent viewers there. It looks like somebody dropped off, but shout out. Shout out the 1 concurrent viewer that's still here. I'm definitely going to choke on that water.
This is a rescue mission. We need to find and liberate the hostage before any harm comes to them.
Alright, folks. I think that was really loud on the mic, so I'm sorry about that. Once again, I assume that TikTok is getting audio, but, you know, until I get a comment about whether the audio is coming through, you know, who knows. No, this isn't... Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not even going to kill a single enemy in this entire mission. Why? Like, why?
The enemy is on high
Why would I? you know, the only reason to stay in the mission is to wait for an acolyte. All right. And if you are doing a steel path mission, then, you know, kill every enemy on the map because it makes the mission take longer, and then you're more likely to get an acolyte spawn. And it's like, maybe that's a roundabout way, but it's just an easy way to play. Once again, I just feel like these bars are just coming out. Like, what is happening? Why am I just rhyming so much? Like, dude, when I write my book, there's nothing I hate more than when my sentence fucking rhymes. Like, I feel like fucking... I feel like a nursery rhyme maker. What would you call that? Are they nursery rhyme poets? Would you call that person a poet? I'm getting in the weeds, folks. I'm also stopping to kill the enemies, which is kind of a nice turn of phrase, but, you know.
Stay focused. There's a heavy...
I will take out an Eximus or two. Not just because I'm going to do a bounty about that, but also Riven Slivers, folks. Riven Slivers is such a weird phrase to say. Every time I say it, I just stop dead in my tracks. Like, I don't know where to go from there after I say the word Riven Sliver. You're a fucking Riven Sliver, you are. Oh shit, look at this, 2x. Catabalist is not going to do well against shielded enemies. I think I can summon my friend, but he's going to drain my ammo, so you just got to be careful. The time limit is running out, and I'm looking like a fool. I'm also knocking myself back, dude. This is just embarrassment after embarrassment.
Find our prisoner in one of these
But that's the
cells.
life of using AoE weapons. You motherfucker. I have one chance, maybe. Oh, I do have auto breach. Oh, thank God. There you go. There's Catabalist. It's not going to do shit.
Prisoner located.
Oh my God.
Get them back to command in one piece.
That's the thing. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, I love corrosive. I love viral." You know, you get a dude that has too much shields and also has overguard. You know, you get one Eximus with shields. I don't know, or maybe it's just the overguard. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes these, you know, they're just wet noodling these guys, and I'm just left in the dust, folks. Yeah, I mean, meaningless mission. And then it's a spy at the end, like a spy mission. God. I remember I was like 14, 15, doing spy missions to try and level up my gear. And then ESO comes out. Or yeah, I think that was the Chroma update. Yeah, Chroma comes out and the ESO. Or was that Khora? Oh, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, no. So Chroma comes out with Cephalon Cimerus, and then Khora comes out with ESO. And ESO is like game changer moment. Like, as soon as Sanctuary Onslaught is introduced, it's like game over. The whole game becomes easier. Like, I just pity anyone that like came to the game before Khora was a frame. Why do I keep spitting bars, dude? Came to the game before Khora was a frame? What? Dude, how is this like... I'm not planning this. I'm like, this is pissing me off at this point. I'm tired of rhyming. I'm not like... Oh my God. You guys think this is fake. I feel like I should be clipping this, but I'm not. Like, this is purely for the fans. All right, folks? Oh my God. Came to the game before Khora was a frame. Like, what the... That's insanity. Anyway, but you get the idea, right? ESO comes out. Suddenly, all you have to do is bring a support frame and pray. You just pray that you get a Saren or you get a Mirage or like a Volt, and then you try and buff them. You know, like I have a Rhino. My Rhino build is like, it's like 260% damage buff from Roar. I think if I can get one other person with growing power, then like the numbers, they go crazy on that shit. Oh my God. It is just savagery. Okay, anyway. Obviously, it's a spy mission, so we're playing Ivara. Because Ivara turns all spy missions into brainless caveman gameplay, so, you know, it'll be over with in a second. I tell you what, folks, you just roll through every single one of the lasers. It just couldn't be simpler, folks. Oh, I am noticing that there's like a shadow below me, and it kind of is like a cool framing, but I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. I don't want to mess with it, folks. Too much work. It is kind of a nice framing. Is this an Equinox stronghold? Oh my god. Do I have to show off my Vauban? I mean, I don't know why. When I go invisible, I don't know why I'm being quiet. I can just talk. But yeah, I mean, this is really just the fucking Spore Lacer going crazy. And if it's an Equinox stronghold, you're just going to get so much energy. Because every single one of them is going to drop energy. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Maybe I'll get a couple slivers. You're a riven sliver, I tell ya. Okay, that's the last time I say that. No more. Guardian Eximus, annoying as hell. He's a real sponge. But once you get down through the overguard, he's dead already. It's literally just getting through the overguard. And I think void damage deals more damage to overguard. I might be looking like a fool, or I might not. We'll find out. But there's a Blitz Eximus. There you go. That's a challenge complete. Easy. Obviously, I'm at max energy. I don't need to worry about energy. Haven't got a single sliver. Oh, did the speakers turn off again? Are you fucking kidding me? What is going on? Did they really turn off again? They did. What the hell? Do I keep clicking the button? I think maybe I'm clicking the button. Oh, shit. That might be my bad, actually. I'm no expert. Let's see. I might be looking like an idiot. Ooh, we got some likes on TikTok, dude. Shout out TikTok. Hey, we also got 7 minutes of average view duration on YouTube. Damn. Shout out, you guys. I don't know. I'll see how long I go. I definitely had too long of an intro, so you guys deserve some gameplay. I need to at least do some conjunction survival. So let's quit messing around. All right, we got some dailies to finish. Let's finish these dailies before 8 o'clock. All right, folks. I want to get a good, maybe 30 to 45 minutes just showing off some builds, and you get the idea. Because I think once we get into conjunction survival, it'll start to make more sense. Like, oh, why does this dude put larva on half of his frames? Or like, if he's not using larva, then he's using ensnare. Like, what is this weird, goofy ass build? And it'll all make sense in future videos, but for now, I'm just a grouping guy, I guess. That's what I favor. Grouping abilities, or like maybe a little bit of breach surge action if we get like a damage ability going. You get the idea. But if I'm feeling really savage, it's just going to be empower or roar, all right? And that's when the real power strength boys just come into play. And those are completely different builds, but you just whip out well, you guys know. There's like maybe there's less than 10 but more than 6 weapons that I would consider meta that are like so good that you could literally use whatever build, whatever, as long as you use that and like maybe also use a glaive. Like you can literally do any content in the game, doesn't matter, easy mode, like literally brainless. And it's a bold statement, but
excellent work.
All right, you ready for this? Tenet Arca Plasmor, Tenet Envoy, Kuva Czar. All right, boom, that's 3. You could say Kuva Ogress if you have the right build. You could say, God, what else? You could say Kuva Brahma. All right, I already have 5 weapons. I already have a handful of weapons for you to pick. And it's like you pick those weapons for the most part. I mean, maybe the Arca Plasmor you might struggle with a little bit, but like the group killing potential of an Arca Plasmor is just criminal. It's like so easy mode. Or, dude, literally half of the primary kit guns. Like, people are like, oh, build the secondary kit guns, or I don't know what what people are saying about kit guns, but I'm saying build the primary kit guns. And, you know, if we're talking about a beam weapon, then use the new loaders, all right, the ones from Demos, because those have way more capacity. You're rocking 85 in the mag. All right, I'm using this Spore Lacer. I got 23 in the mag. This is like a full auto shotgun, you know, spreader, just wiping the floor with everything. I mean, you can kind of, you know, choose a different handle and maybe slow it down a bit and get more damage out of it, but you know, that might be something I try out. But it is just criminal. There are just so many weapons in this game where it's like, it just simplifies everything and really just helps you out. And if you can get even one of those weapons, oh my god, we have 1,000 likes on TikTok. Holy shit, shout out TikTok. And I only see one person, so is this solo viewer just showering me in likes? God damn. I feel like a bad bitch right now. Ooh. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not even going to clip any of this. This is just going to exist for you guys. And once we get into the actual conjunction survival, I'm going to put some time codes in for everybody in the future to go in and watch, so they can be like, oh, you know, let's see what Amar thinks about Hildren Prime, or let's see what Amar thinks about Baruch Prime, or Garuda Prime, or any of these guys that, you know, oh my god, I can't tell you how many conjunction runs I've done in them. A melee Riven mod, not bad. If we get a good melee, I mean, there's like the Chorofel, but the Chorofel does not need a Riven, folks, alright? There are a lot of weapons where it's like, you could get, like, if you actually roll a Riven for that weapon, G fucking G. Like, Glaive Prime, or, you know, most of the Glaives. Like, god damn. Criminal damage. I don't need to be here. Yeah, I mean, that's another stat for you. 174 out of 180 Riven mods. And every single one of these is critical to a build. I have a Bubonico Riven just sitting here. Oh, I gotta sell that shit, dude. I'm not keeping that. And then I got a bunch of unveiled kit gun, you know, a bunch of unveiled Rivens, of course. Yeah, I mean, all of these are maxed. All of these, you know, this is 46, Zorus 11, fucking Tenet Tetra, with this S tier Riven for the Tenet Tetra, which is both a full auto rifle and also an explosive weapon, but it has this weird thing where you kind of have to dump part of the mag before you use the explosive, because you're wasting a lot of ammo, because, you know, you could roll like magazine capacity, but then the weapon doesn't actually work properly, so it's kind of fucking annoying. So you turn it into this super high fire rate full auto rifle. You know, anyway, we're getting distracted. Simulor. This is the Synoid Simulor, which shoots these orbs that are just weird and they don't really do much, but I like it. It's corny. It's just raw damage. It's the most, or I don't know. Is the Synoid Simulor actually a beam? Anyway, you get the idea, folks. I think it is just an AoE. Anyway, we're done. Let's go back to Zenurek. Let's see what we got in terms of these are Steel Path incursions. Yes. Okay. Mobile defense, mirror defense, interception, exterminate. Oh my god. We have a fucking 5 stack on a stream day with 15 minutes. Oh my god, a 5 stack. And only one of them is a solo mission. Oh my god. Yeah, we've got to save Vauban. Vauban is going to come in clutch for these pub missions. Oh my god. A 5 stack. How do we manage this? I guess we're going... Oh, let's go Titania. Yeah, I can do Titania. Titania is a little bit different. I recently changed around her Dex Pixia because I you know, I was in region chat and I shared my build, and they were like, dude, why are you building crit when it only has 30% crit even after you use the crit mod? And I was like, oh, fair point. Swapped it around. Now the Dex Pixia is dead even / heat and viral damage. So you have 2 different damage over time effects, and then you have viral. So and it has pretty high status chance, so kind of works pretty nice, I would say. Let's drop this. 72 enemies. This is the lowest level mission in the game. But obviously in the Steel Path, you add 100 levels, but still it's just 102. So the base level for this mission is 2. Alright. We're using Fang Prime, which is a dual daggers. Dual daggers have a forced slash proc on the heavy attack, so comes in clutch, folks. Comes in clutch. Here's what I'm saying, folks. We are now on the Steel Path. We are testing out shit on the Steel Path. This is the lowest level Steel Path mission. Kind of a wimpy test, but the interception, the mirror defense, definitely the mirror defense is going to be pretty raw. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm guessing there's going to be a Wisp in the mirror defense, because I know that, I'm pretty sure that Wisp's motes can actually heal the crystals. I was seeing that in region chat. It's always good to kind of be in region chat, because I feel like people are actually dropping some kind of goofy hints that are maybe a little bit game breaking, but kind of cool. They always are the ones to like cry about DE patching out like game breaking builds that like you know, there's like, I think there was like a Zada's Whisper build that may or may not still work, but it's like insanely broken. Oh, this is an Eximus assassin, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's get this buff. And let's pop into Dex Pixia. Yeah, there you go. Get the dots on him. I mean, maybe you're getting headshots, maybe you're not. Doesn't really matter. I guess this Guardian Eximus is just buffing all of them. There you go. Now they're getting cleared out. I mean, look at that damage. That's the thing, like, it's just a numbers game at this point, folks. I mean, it is pretty slow, but I mean, I feel like that's just Steel Path in a nutshell. You kind of got to wait for half a second before everything dies. And you know, some people will say, but obviously, you know, you're using Archiplasma or you're using Tenant Envoy, pretty simple. I don't think you're going to run into problems like that, but I still think this guy holds up pretty well. This Kubro, whatever you want to call it, Kubro Nest is just pissing me off at this point. Alright, let's get out. We don't need to be in this. I am using Compressa, which is a Ureli's signature weapon. I mean, what's to say, really? Obviously, the same rule applies. It's almost dead even heat and viral damage, so you're just hoping for some decent heat buildup. You know, we can kind of look at the numbers. I mean, it's not really chunking them, but I mean, you're not even getting the armor strip from the heat. It's kind of cringe, actually. But I will say that primed heated charge does just add a lot of flat damage, so it kind of comes in clutch. And I think it... Well, my philosophy is like always like, well, what else are you going to put in the slot? Like, especially when you talk about something like the Compressa. Like, you already have Magnum Force and Augur packed, you know, both of the damage mods that are free. You know, Augur pack, or Magnum Force just makes it more inaccurate. You know, it's the... I always forget what that's called on the rifle, but you know what it is. You know, it reduces accuracy, but you get more damage, and it's 165. So, you know, that's a must, especially when this thing doesn't really have good crit stats, so you're kind of just building for raw damage. I'm just kind of disappointed. I want to see the heat actually strip some armor. Looking a little cringe right now, folks. But I think it's just nice to have, you know, especially with a weapon like the Compressa, it has base cold damage. So, like, you're literally, if you're using viral, like, what other element are you going to use? Because you are kind of always using this as a primer for your melee weapon so you can get that at least 2 stacks of condition overload. That's kind of the idea. Am I stuck in a corner? There you go. All right. So having, you know, you could go any number of, I guess it's really just 3 options. No, it's 2 options. You're either going electricity or heat. And I would say that heat in most situations. That's the thing, like if you really want to get down to it, you could do viral heat for like armored units because the heat damage is going to give you that armor strip. But, you know, look at this guy. He's just deleted it, so it doesn't matter. And then if you're doing a shielded enemy, then yeah, you could swap to electricity and probably be fine. Yeah, that's so weird. I'm just looking for that. I guess I read on the wiki that it takes a couple seconds for it to apply, which is just, you know, it's whatever, but that's the thing. Yeah, what other choice do you have? That's really all I'm saying. Anyway, folks, I tend to just, I'm really just way too slow with these exterminate missions, but I just love to savor it, folks. I'm taking my sweet time. When we get to the interception and the mobile defense and all that shit, I need some water. When we get to those pub missions, oh my god, you're gonna see everyone's gonna just go wild. And especially if I have access to something like a Vauban, or I saw Khora in there. Like, it's gonna be just brainless. These wings, I gotta say, are you seeing this, you guys? Kind of corny at this point. It's getting a little hard to fucking see. I'm having to like just run around without aiming at all. Let's get some water after we kill Torment. So I'm just gonna pop this. Speaking of Torrent, dude. Oh my god. Let's get out of there. I'm just gonna pop the art gun. Did my speakers get turned off? What the hell is going on? My speakers just keep getting turned off.
Stay focused.
I'm starting to get worried that my speakers are like fucking broken or something. Because I was nowhere near those speakers and they still turned off. And I'm just sitting here in the absolute silence, just thinking to myself. I mean, I guess that means we have to use fucking headphones. I mean, yeah. Right? God damn. Alright, let's pop them on. Shout out the wireless headphones that are meant for old people. Okay, there we go. We're getting audio now. I mean, it's just insanely cringe. That speaker bar is really old. So, you know, it is what it is. Alright, we're done. Yeah, these, oh, look at this. A double health leech excellence. Like, oh shit, is the stream gonna end? I think we only lost data for a second. Yeah, okay, we're fine. You know, so I open up OBS, and of course, what do you know? The audio devices are desynced again.
It is done.
I'm just always, dude, at this point I'm just shook that, you know, I'm gonna start a stream and have no audio for like God knows how long and just cry. I think we're going to do more of this shit, though. This is pretty easy for me to do. And it's like Warframe is literally like infinite content for me. Because I already do it. I already play it all the time. Even when I'm not streaming it. So it's like... I mean, it's literally just as simple as restricting Warframe time to like on-stream time. I mean, it's so brainless. Just all the time that I would spend like doing dailies when I should be like fucking doing my job. Like, come on, folks. Be real. I think we're in for all of the defense missions. Oh, the Hespar. I mean, look at this Hespar ribbon. It literally needed to be like a golden boy ribbon. Because I needed to slot in Carnus Mandible so I could get that slash damage higher up. So it at least like surpasses the impact damage. Because it's like 90% crit, 77% status when you have the Riven. Like, come on, man. Couldn't have asked for something better. So I think we're good to go. Yeah, these are the least used. So as you can see, I hope you're starting to understand. Everything above the Spore Lacer is just the secondary weapons that I use. Everything above Secure Electa and all of these guys is just the melee weapons that I use. Oh my god, the Korufel. Should we use the Korufel so I can fucking show it off? I mean, we'll get to it. I guess we'll do Hespar and then Korufel, and we can do Spin too. Oh my god. Dude, the Korufel is just like one of the most fucking criminal weapons. It's, I mean, it's like a gunblade, but it's like a heavy gunblade. And it has that whole... I don't know who's spearheading this whole, you know, Nataruk, Steflos, Korufel, like infinite enemy punch through meme. But like, dude, all of these weapons that just delete lines of enemies is just like, bro, like what? Game over. This is Archiplasmor. Archiplasmor is an infinite enemy punch through gun. And it also has bounce. So it's like, oh, it's just destructive. Like, how could you not just play the game on easy mode? Yeah, we have Vauban, Revenant, Khora, Hildren. Oh my god. So that's what we're hitting for the 4-stack. We got Vauban to start it off. So this is... I could honestly clip this shit out. Like, you know, I could clip out Titania because I kind of did a review of Titania. As you can see, my Titania build was pretty basic, but that's just because she does have a grouping ability, but it's kind of lame. Should we start with Mirror Defense? Oh my god, yes. I think the answer is yes. Mirror Defense with Vauban is like playing on easy mode. Yeah, because they're not even going to be able to hit the defense target. Dude, my Vauban is like max range. I think he's sitting at 280% range. Like,
Tenno, the
there's no gameplay. There's nothing to do. You just hold 4 and then win. That's it. Couldn't be more simple. I mean, we'll get a growing power proc just for good measure, and then we're in. And then we can look at this. Oh my god, we just chill. And the duration on it is like almost 30 seconds, I think. It's like 28 or something. And the thing is, heavy scythes also have a bonus to slash on the standing attack, the standing combo. Like if you're just not moving. So if you're just buffing the slash to an insane degree, so it's just simple mode. Alright, start a new one. Like, look at this, dude. It's not... There's no gameplay in this. Vauban is no gameplay. It's anti-gameplay. That's the only thing. You have to kill these guys. They get stuck in the corners. I guess I should just be using the fucking... Oh, nope. Doesn't even work with that. I think the area is so big that it's, like, bugging these enemies out. Like, it's kind of fucking with them because they're getting stuck in the walls. Because the range is just too big. Girl. Should I even say it? No, I'm not going to say it. I shouldn't even need to finish that sentence. You just know what it is. You know what I'm about to say. Yeah, look at this. God damn. Time left. Okay, cool. We still got a minute. I'm where we're chilling. Like, Seer, I like the Seer. I think it's pretty good. I think it's something I can always get down. I mean, the Seer is like the worst of the slug, like the AoE rail guns. Like, we're talking about like the Tenet Spear X and like, what else? Oh, and like the Sepulchrum. Those weapons are criminal. Oh, looks like I need to pop another orb. The Orb of Confusion. Sorry, guys. I have to stop myself every time I do that. We're trying to avoid that, folks. This is a new era. We're in for real Warframe gameplay right now. You know, simple as that. I mean, when you're talking Vauban, you are talking simple. Like, this is caveman gameplay. There is you're not doing anything, and these guys know it. We're all just standing around, just like, okay, we gotta go over there.
Trouble on Venus. Get through that void tunnel.
Okay, I'm gonna bet myself $1 that somebody's gonna want to keep going, because I think this is the only This is the only incursion that lasts forever. Like, you can keep going. This is, dude, I grinded this shit. They always change the numbers after I grinded it, like, so, like, for like a week straight. All of Citrine's parts. I could have easily grinded for Varuna's parts. Phrasing, obviously, but, you know, whatever. Oh, this map is so much better, I think. Let's see. No, I think they're still going to get in corners. Yeah, alright, I'll hang on to the corners. There you go. I mean, look at this. It's plain and simple. So, yeah, I mean, we might be back to the Tuesday, Thursday streams. I'll see how I feel on Thursday. I think Tuesday might be doable. We'll see. I don't want to hold myself to it too much just because, you know, shit can get busy. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to make sure that I have a job, you know, while I actually have a job. I'm trying to grind. All right, folks. We got big shit in the works. Oh, we need, like, tiny? There you go. That's all you need. Easy. Look at this, folks. Oh. Okay, we did get an acolyte. That's all I care about. I think I'm going to actually do Bastille as well as popping a Vortex. So we're going to do a Vortex. We're also going to do Bastille. Oh, I don't think it's going to catch him. I think I got to drop a Bastille over here. Where is this dude? Oh, he's getting drained? Okay, Bastille is in the range. Look at that. That's some criminal range right there. Oh, they have it handled. I think I picked it up. Yeah, I got it. Alright, we're good. Easy. Alright. 1 minute left. Dude, so my strat for doing the, my strat for, what is this called? Mirror defense? Is, I think I used Octavia. Yeah, I used Octavia. And Octavia is kind of just set it and forget it. You just activate all of her abilities. You know, like, you could put a bunch of Archon shards to buff the duration just because it makes your life easier. Because you really just, you feel like you're just recasting that shit all the goddamn time. But this is all you're doing. You're just running around. All the shit is on the map, so you just run around, pick it up. You know, there's a couple spawn points. You'll master them pretty quickly, and you'll learn the route. It's pretty brainless. Alright. That's kind of a brutal grind, but I just did it solo because I found that it was easiest that way. That's why I played Octavia. I usually find that there's like one frame that can kind of solo a specific game mode. Like, I think that Nova is pretty good for interception, but, you know, Nova is pretty high on my usage list, so I'm almost never going to use her just because she has an actual use. Like, speeding enemies up or slowing enemies down in a huge, ridiculous area is, like, really, really useful. And that's what you find is, like, the usage list will basically tell you that exactly what that says. What are a frame's uses? All right. You know, like a frame used for farming, like maybe your Khora is like insanely high in your usage list because that's what you use to farm everything, you know, because pilfering Strangledome is like going to be one of the best ways to do it. And it's like, as long as you bring like a chain beam weapon, like you bring a new core that's really buff, or you bring like a gaze, or like even like the Vermis Splicer is pretty good. But the primary variant, which is just the Amprex, or you could bring the Amprex, you know, you get the idea. But yeah, like, you know, if we look up here, guess what? Saren Prime, #1 on my usage list. You want to know why? Because I put Roar, and I also put, here, let's just show. Yeah, why not just show? Let's look at this. It's literally just Roar and also Venom Dose. And I don't even use Spores. I'm like the worst Saren in the world because all I do is buff my teammates and I don't do anything because I want them to get all the damage. This used to be my ESO build when I wanted to level a weapon in one zone. But now I use Rhino because you might as well just do a solo Roar buff for like literally fucking 260%, like I said. So we might as well show that off. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it's going to be like a maybe 85%, maybe a 90% damage buff for Roar. But I mean, just look at this Rhino Prime.
If I may say, operator, your chosen
Molt Vigor,
Warframe
Growing
suits
Power,
you.
Empower, And we already have 177 without any of those buffs. And then we also have the Zenuric bubble. We have a 354% strength. All right. It's just numbers, dude. It's just cranking that shit. Obviously, Volt for running relics. Wukong. I only played Wukong when I did the isolation vaults on Demos. Because he's like super invincible. Lavos doesn't have energy, so you play Railjack and you can spam the fuck out of your abilities. Even better than Hildren, who also doesn't have energy. But yeah, Ashe, invisible. Invisible frames always in the top. Loki in the top. Octavia, Ashe. Where's Ivara? There's Ivara. Every invisibility frame S tier, because they're just invisible, and invisibility is just useful. And it's like, as long as you have a little bit of defense, you'll be fine. I mean, a Blitz Eximus is going to kill you no matter what your defenses are. Especially if you're Ivara. You could try Rolling Guard. Rolling Guard might actually be pretty good in that situation. But the whole point of rolling is just if you can roll at the right time, you can roll out of the way. All right, folks. I hate to say it. If I had time to roll out of the way of a Blitz Eximus, I would have done that. Trust me. Anyway, I'm getting distracted once again. We did the mirror defense. It was easy as fuck. Zocti Prime. Incredible plays. We've been going for an hour and 6 minutes. Is that right? What does it say on YouTube? Where's the time? An hour and 6. All right, we're good. Up next, we are using... Oh, we're going to use the Chlorophyll. That's right. Okay, yeah. So we won't even use the Zocti. My Revenant build, obviously a classic. I mean, Vauban, you know my Vauban build. All I did is put Defy, and there's a secret to that. But, if we see Vauban again, we'll go over him again. We're going to do all of them in Conjunction Survival eventually, so you'll see them. Revenant has a damage ability, Dance Macabre, so I always favor Breach Surge, because every time you hit an enemy affected by Breach Surge with Dance Macabre, you're going to summon a Breach. And so obviously Dance Macabre hits about a zillion times, so you do the math. I think there will be people who will min-max this shit to infinity and beyond. But for me, doing the Breach Surge and DPS ability is pretty simple for me, because Breach Surge is also like a blind, so it's pretty nice for these DPS frames that are a little bit more squishy sometimes. I mean, like, here's the thing. We're talking Ember or something like that. Where should we go? Let's just do... we'll do Corpus, and then we'll do 2 Grenier to finish it off. And then we are at 8:09. We might go to 9 o'clock. We'll see. I'm definitely hungry. I gotta get some grub. Dude. I mean, I've just been embarrassing myself at the gym, like, over and over again. You hate to see it.
These foes deserve.
Oh, yes.
Your
Okay, this is a
respect.
mobile defense. Okay, so we are doing this
quick
pub.
deaths, and I with your victory.
All right, let's get a growing power proc to start it off. Let's get some good vibes. There you go. Pop this. I think we should just solo swap to the Chlorophyll. Yeah, I think that's the solution.
Location reached.
Right, let's see.
Drop me in and defend our position.
Oh, God. And here you go, folks. This is the gameplay. You just stand in a corridor and you just believe. Oh, but you want to be careful when you slide. Whenever I'm using heavy attacks, I like to slide to kind of maneuver myself. Because you can roll, but it'll break you out of an attack. So you try to slide at the right time. Like, you try to slide in the middle of the attack. And, realistically, I should be popping Breach Surge constantly. And this is somebody's cat that got deleted. I'm not going to revive your cat. Here's what I always say. You are responsible for your own pet. If Feline Greenie dies, I'll revive him. I promise you that. What is this? 15% cringe. Whoop. Let's see if he replaces you. That's my favorite minigame, is when people go back and forth replacing their Zenuric bubbles. That's the best. That's the real competition right there. I mean, look at these orange crypts just coming in clutch. Just erasing their shields. It's just brainless gameplay. Does somebody have a... Oh, do we have a Vauban? Oh, we have a Vauban. See what I'm saying? As soon as Vauban shows up, it's just like anti-gameplay. Like, it just... Nothing happens. It's just the Zuck. That's it. There's nothing but suck. Like, you're talking Vauban or Zephyr. And now also Ureli. Like, I don't think people realize that Ureli is basically Vauban. She has like a perma-suck. Like, Larva is like a temp suck, right? It's a trigger and it activates once, and you get one grouping activation. But something like Vauban is just constantly pulling enemies in, and then or like Zephyr, where you have the tornado, and then you also have a temporary suck with the airburst, and airburst is like a better grouping ability than the tornado. So you just spam the fuck out of airburst. And then, like, every enemy in a huge radius is just suddenly in your tornado. And the tornadoes amplify damage in a way that is, like, so broken. It's just math on a whole nother level. It's, like, so simple. When you get into conjunction survival, that's why, like, Steel Path incursions do not cut it. They are not like peak gameplay. They are not the most difficult thing in the game. Because like doing anything pub is like kind of pretty easy. You know, I think some people are like purists, and they'll be like, oh, well, you want to get to level cap. That's the hardest gameplay. All right. Like the question is always like, all right, what's the hardest gameplay? What's the hardest thing we can test our gear on so that we know that like, okay, if I can handle this, then we can handle everything. Alright. But it's really just like...
Here is a terminal.
For me, I think the hardest gameplay is doing something solo. That's the only time I've ever really needed to use a primary weapon. Or you know, specifically using like a meta primary weapon. And it's like, dude, when you're doing a conjunction survival solo, and the battlist just spawns right on top of you, and, you know, like instantly deletes all of your defenses, and then suddenly the Thrax enemies are also spawning in, and then you're like, oh god, I haven't done a CC ability in a while, and so all of a sudden the enemies are just on top of you because you're just like too focused on the bosses. That is scary. And then that's how you actually lose a mission. That's how you, like, it's not about like, oh, if you can survive for an hour, you can survive for 2 hours. If you can survive for 2 hours, you can survive for 4 hours, alright? Because once you have that muscle memory down, it's like, that's all you need, really. Did he put his fucking bubble in the air? Stupid idiot. What are you doing? God damn, look at this. They're gonna, like, fly all around. This is just Strangle Dome Part 2. Look at this. Chlorophyll has, like, this insane... radius. Okay, I guess I did kill all of them, so it doesn't matter. Okay, we did get the Acolyte, so that's good.
Mission complete.
Let's get right in with the Acolyte. I think Chlorophyll should be able to delete him. I think Chlorophyll does a lot of damage. Yeah, I think it does. Come on, dude. Maybe not. No, it's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's a pub, so everybody's doing good damage, but that's also why he has really high health. I'm curious, who... I guess it is Vauban. I think Vauban stripped his armor. Oh my god. Limbo. Embarrassing yourself. Limbo probably was out of the rift for 0.5 seconds and just got... Oh, he has 280 health? Yeah. He stepped out of the rift for 1 second and died instantly, so just cringe.
It is
Alright.
done, Tenno.
I think we have 2 more Steel Path incursions left, and then we will get right into this. TikTok gave me a message. I hope something bad doesn't happen. Here, let's see. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh, never mind. All right. We're out. Not going to mess with the phone. Not going to touch it. All right, let's see. What else do we have? I think it's just defense interception. Okay. Yeah, these are classics. Let's see what we got. I feel like Khora does pretty well for an interception. That ensnare is kind of a nice ability. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we got Khora Hildren. Yeah, I guess so. That works. All right, we'll do. Yeah, that works. That's doable. All right, Ocucore. Dude, I don't really like the Ocucore, honestly. I think it'll do better. Yeah, like, dude, I give it my best shot. It's damage toxin. It could be better, but, you know, it works. We'll see. So we got, what else? What are we doing in terms of a weapon? Yeah, let's definitely do this guy. We're just really going to favor the two-handed Nikana, because the two-handed Nikana has the most, one of the most criminal heavy attacks in the game. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use Khora for the interception. Ooh. I don't really like... No, I think Hildren will work for a defense. I think that's a fine choice. Yeah, we'll be okay. Because I don't think I'm going to need to use Breach Surge on Hildren. Yeah, that's what I use on Hildren. Just because, you know, oh, this guy has Tatsu. You know, I don't want to use Breach Surge on Hildren. Okay, let's see what these guys are. Or I do use Breach Surge on Hildren because you have access to Blazing Pillage. So you're going to be dealing fire damage. So once again, you're going to be doing a lot of sending of breaches. But I don't know. I just think it's nice. I'm sure I could be convinced otherwise. It's usually not too hard to convince me about things like this. I'm curious, how much strength do I actually have on Khora? What's my roar buff?
Captured a radio tower.
Let's see. What do we get? 74? It's okay, I guess. Yeah, I definitely think Ocucore does better against Grineer, you know, over anything else. I think Ocucore is especially weak against shields, so I just generally try to avoid it. Because we're talking like radiation, viral heat, like not really a great combo for shields. Yeah, you're seeing it kind of wipe pretty well. I like it. C? Where's C? Over here? Holy shit. Who has Pilfering Strangleback? Fuck. Let's just group these guys. Yeah, they're gonna get grouped. I'm just gonna try and delete them with the Ocucore. I mean, the Ocucore's gimmick kind of is annoying as fuck, because it's like, once you kill one enemy, it's like game over. But once you've killed the first enemy, it doesn't matter anyway. So it just defeats the whole purpose. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I think it still works, just a little bit on the lower side. So, you know, if I were to rank all of my favorite S tier weapons, I think that's what I would do, and Ocucore would kind of be at the bottom. Is the other terminal up here or something? Where's the other terminal? Oh, I guess I need to do my roar buff. Let's see. Where's the terminals? 1, 2. Okay, cool. Like, that's the only thing that matters for the interception is, like, where are the terminals? Because it's not about killing the enemies that are around the interception point. It's about killing the one that's at the terminal. Actively hacking the terminal. Some guys at D. Dude, this is why Khora is S tier. Because look at this. She has, like, double... She has 2 pets. That's really the secret. Oh, this guy needs to die, like, right now. She has 2 pets because she has Venari, so you get a double enemy radar. So you just have this insane enemy radar where you're just like this tactical master just running around the map. It's so sick. This is why I love, like, you know, I could use enemy radar as an aura on every frame, but it's like I like that Khora is the only frame that's special. You know, I could put Prime Sure-Footed on every frame, and then I could use AoE weapons like a Brainless Monkey. But it's like I like that Atlas has a bonus where if he's standing on the ground, he doesn't get staggered. You know, I like that when Nezha activates his warding halo, he doesn't get staggered. Or when Rhino activates his Iron Skin, he doesn't get staggered. It's kind of like it's a perk rather than something that needs to be a necessity on every frame. And you know, I'm sure the people that were using Prime Sure-Footed were only using it on a couple frames because they were probably only playing a couple frames. But like, as someone whose goal is to like play every frame and like be able to use every frame in a steel path setting, which is the entire point of this stream, which is now an hour plus into the gameplay, and we still haven't even done any conjunction survival. So, you know, I think we'll get 45 minutes of conjunction in, so I think we'll go for maybe 10 minutes. We'll try and get 2 bosses in for each frame. Because I think if you can survive the second boss, like you've probably activated a few life support capsules. You're probably in a place where you're going to be for the rest of the game, or for the rest of the mission. Like by the 10-minute point, once you've survived 2 bosses, you're pretty much fine. I could go for 12. Let's just go for 12 steel essence, and that'll be our goal. You know, if you can get 12, you can get 20. If you can get 20, you can get 40. Obviously, I have the booster, so I'm getting double. So, you know, the real number would be 6 or 10, realistically. If you're not a whale like me. Alright, let's see. Oh, we do have a Nova. That's kind of sick. I always love Nova. Like, Nova is so awesome because you always have to ask, like, whenever you see a Nova, you always have to question, like, oh, is it a Speedva or a Slova? And I think this is a Slova. That's really the secret. Okay, let's kill these guys. Oh, we just aren't using roll. That's just crazy. I need to get some water after this. Yeah, I think we can do some decent time in conjunction. I think you guys will see pretty quick why conjunction is really a stressful game mode. And, you know, I'm going to use meta weapons just so I can properly kind of just talk about what's going on with the frame that I'm using and things like that. You get a pretty good idea of what I consider like a meta weapon. And there's a few weapons, like the Corinth Prime is like kind of a good weapon, but it's like only really usable if you have a frame that has Arcane Avenger on it. So you're talking like it's only really usable on like tank frames, like maybe Garuda or Atlas or someone like that. But you get the idea pretty quick. Conjunction is, you know, it's stressful for sure, but it's also simple, and you know, you get through it. It's not too scary. Okay, let's get some big slash cracks. There you go. Easy. We're only at 56%. I mean, it's really just about keeping the roar buff active. I think it's really as simple as it gets. Yeah, you see, like, I'm having to compete with the Kuvazar right now. Like, the Ocucore will never compete with the Kuvazar. The Ocucore will never compete with the Kuvazar along with Nova. You see how fast that guy's moving? He's just looking on the map, doing exactly what I'm doing. But he's in the Kuvazar, which can literally... You're seeing, like, it's a group clear. It just kills everything in one hit. Doesn't even matter. It's just absolute brainless gameplay at that point. And, like, Nova is such a weird frame because... You know, she's not really, you know, she doesn't really need strength. If you're talking about Slova, you're talking about needing like maybe 55% strength, like a really low number. Alright, let's delete these guys. Easy. And that's all you need, and then you're going to be at 75% slow, and that's all you need. So, I think literally my Slova build is just, I'm using... Nezha's Firewalker, so I can just move faster. So I can do exactly what he's doing. Just run around the map, use an AoE weapon, just delete everything. Yeah, look at this. Tenet Envoy on Equinox. This guy's using Kuvazar. Like, dude, they're both using fucking meta weapons. The meta is a single word ranking, but meta is like... Those weapons are just so far beyond anything else that it's not even gameplay.
You conquer yourself.
Okay. We have one more mission. We have a defense in the Kuva Fortress, which is really easy, except the enemies are kind of slow to get to you. It's 8:26. All right, I have an idea. I think I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream on Thursday. But on Thursday, I'm going to be able to, I'm just going to do the dailies early, and then we're just going to do only conjunction. So I think we're just going to, when we finish this daily, we're just going to call it good for the stream, because we've been going for an hour and 24 minutes, and I'm kind of getting hungry. I need to take my medicine. So I think on Thursday, what we're going to do is I'm going to finish the dailies, and then we're just going to we're going to do only conjunction. That's it. So, after I finish my work, before I start the stream, we're going to finish the sortie. We're going to finish the steel path incursions, and then we're just going to do conjunction, and that's it. And I just need to make sure that we cover every frame. So I might do them in a different order. I think I might start with like the really, really incredible frames, and then we'll just kind of go from there, and I'll kind of pick and choose. Because I think right now, as it stands, we might not be able to do it in an order where I actually hit every single frame.
Stand by while I analyze
So we'll kind of do like series as we go through, where I can talk about different aspects of my builds and how I build them and why I build them the way I do, and you'll kind of get a picture for okay, this is why he when he's using these specific weapons, maybe he favors something like a Zephyr or a Vauban because it gives him access to a weapon like the Tenet Ferox or the Opticor Vandal, which is not necessarily a weapon that can kill groups of enemies by itself because it's a narrow projectile and it has a small AoE. But if you can group enemies together, it deals such a high amount of damage that you're basically like, when you do Vauban's Vortex, every enemy in that vortex is dead as soon as you click. Like, it's just a one click. That's the whole idea. And so like these specific weapons, or like maybe you're talking about like the Stephalos, or you're talking about Nataruk, these weapons that kind of have infinite enemy punch through, they're kind of good, but enemies kind of need to be, in front of you. They need to be in a line. And the difference between the Stephalos, the Nataruk, and Tenet Archiplasmor is really that the Plasmor has the bouncing capability, so you can kind of shoot at an angle, so you can hit them from higher up, and kind of getting that little bit of verticality. In my gameplay experience helps a lot with aiming properly and sizing up groups and being able to hit them kind of in the middle of their group. Like right now we're using Colstar. Colstar really just comes in clutch. I mean, my Hildren build is just criminal. That's the thing. Oh, we also have a Hildren? Oh, shit. Yeah, let's get a biggest shield if we can. Oh my god. Yeah, recast your good. Okay, give me a... Alright, we're good to go. Yeah, and then I can just spam this. What kind of numbers are we getting? What kind of trash numbers, I gotta say. Well, anyway, this is the double Hildren gameplay right now. It's always, dude, shout out. Hildren is fun. I'm glad. I mean, it's crazy, right? I remember when Hildren came out, and the fact that Hildren Prime is now out, that's how you know you're a veteran. That's what I always say. Whatever frame you got, whatever frame was out when you first started playing, when that frame becomes a prime, that's when you become a veteran. So you better have a good build by then, or else that's cringe as fuck, okay? So you like keep track so you know, like, damn, I've been playing for this long and I still don't have a good build. I still don't have a meta weapon. I don't have any glaives. Don't have any S tier secondaries. I mean, it's really just, you can really play the entire game with like 1 or 2 builds. Like maybe 3 weapons, maybe 3 melee weapons, 3 of each weapon, and a couple frames, maybe a half dozen frames, and you can basically play every content in the game. Doesn't even matter. You could do all of the new war. You could easily do Deviri. I mean, Deviri just seems like, it seems like Warframe 2.0. Like, it seems like Pablo rubbing his hands together and just being like, yes, Warframe is and always has been a roguelike, and you will all learn slowly the truth. Like Pablo is like He kind of reminds me like Guillermo del Toro. Not just that he kind of looks like him, but you know, he's like conniving and he's got big plans. He's like, oh, Warframe, there's going to be a new future, a bright new dawn. I'm telling you, folks, Deviri's going to come out, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, what's a roguelike? And I'm going to be like, oh, shouldn't have said that. You better check out my channel. You better go to game showcases. You better go to my homepage and scroll down to the games section and then look at the 2D platformer roguelikes, the isometric roguelikes, the infinite runners, the arcade games, maybe a little bit of roguelike shooters, you know, all this shit, dude. And then you'll just fall down the rabbit hole, folks. That's what I want everybody to do. Fall down the rabbit hole. All things become roguelike. All things become random. You know, Ravenbound came out. Got some mixed reviews. I think I might check it out. You know, I think it might be a little bit... I can definitely say there are a lot of 3D roguelikes where things like, you know, little things just suffer. You know, there's a game, Rogue Spirit. You know, it's a little bit more basic, alright? Still kind of cool, a little bit more basic. There's a game called Arborea, and there's also a game called... shit, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Knights of something or Tales of something. It's like a medieval game. Anyway, they're all like Unreal, like bot assets. I'm pretty sure. Like, you know, the animations are a little canned. Here's what I'm saying, folks. One day I might disappear. Stop uploading everything. All right. The day that I mention that I'm running out of games, or the day that I say that Arcade Game Season 2 is going to come to an end, you guys just watch out. Because if I just so happen to lose my job during that time, you guys aren't going to see me for a while. I'm going to buy a mocap suit. Dude, if I'm going to keep reviewing video games, I have to at least try and make a video game. I have to at least try and build the infinite boss fight game that I imagine in my head. Alright, folks? You'll see. You'll all see. I don't know how long it's going to take. Obviously, I'm going to build it in Unreal. But as long as I can do the animations myself, I think I can make it look the way I want it to. And I think I can spend a lot of time just focusing on animations. Oh, I really need to spam this. Jesus Christ. Thank God for Arcane Aegis coming in clutch. I'm just not spamming my 2. It's just embarrassing. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, folks. If I'm gonna keep talking about video games, I gotta at least try and make them. And I think it's too ambitious, but that's always my MO. I'm always doing shit that's way too ambitious. I mean, I started with the book, but I think the book's kind of, I got my hold on it. You know, I'm editing volume 2 now. I'm about to finish. You know, I'm kind of like getting a hold on it. I finished volume 3. Well, the first draft anyway. I haven't even looked at it once, so I really need to take a quick peek. I obviously need to do another pass at both of the volumes again. You know, I'm really looking at volume 1 especially, and more specifically like part 1 of volume 1, because I think there's a lot of stuff in there that, you know, you gotta clean up, you gotta make really tight so that, you know, when somebody's reading it, it just flows smoothly, and you know, before they know it, the whole arc's over and they gotta go back and read it again. That's kind of my whole MO. Like, I don't want to hold you too long, because I find that, like, especially when you're like trying to write an action scene and you just have words, like, shit has to move. Like, there has to be a certain pace to things, and you can't like linger too long on any one movement or any one action. And you really have to be very careful about the words that you use, because you're trying to be restrictive and be very expressive in a very small amount of words. And I think that kind of duality becomes a little bit difficult. But I think I can get I think I can get my hand. Oh. Nope, doesn't even matter.
A valuable lesson.
There you go, folks. All right, well, we're done. You know, we had one extra person stop by at the end. Hey, I want to say shout out to the concurrent viewer we had. They were here from, dude, I think literally from 7:10 to 8:30, like literally the whole duration. So fucking shout out whoever you are. Thank you. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you folks. Yeah, so like I said, I think we'll come back on Thursday. And we'll really get into the meat and potatoes. So I think I might do a little bit of a preview today. So here's my plan. We go to the go-to loadout. So really what I'm thinking is we're not going to do anyone above Inaros. So Inaros, everybody above here basically has a use. Necros is an easy farmer. Wisp is just absolutely insane. Everybody has a use. So they're all to a higher degree than all these guys below here. But what I'm really thinking is Zephyr Prime, or, you know, all these guys are Prime. So we're talking about Zephyr. We're talking about Vauban. Those two are going to be first. These two have the best grouping abilities in the game, the best CC in the game. So we start with them. And then we move on to all the frames that have larva. So we're talking about Hydroid. We're talking about Nidus, of course. We're talking about Atlas. And Mag. And I think that's it. So let's do that one more time. Mag is 1. Atlas is 2. Nidus is 3. Hydroid is 4. And then actually Inaros is 5. But, you know, Inaros we won't review. Inaros is Inaros. So, yeah, we have 4 larva frames. And then next is Ensnare. So that's going to be... oh, and also Titania falls under Ensnare. Because that's like a tier 3 CC ability. So, all right, so Zephyr and Vauban are tier 1 CC abilities. Zephyr, Vauban, Ureli. The best CC in the game. Tier 2 is Larva. Anybody that uses Larva. All right, so a lot of frames I will just put Larva on it if they don't have a lot of strong abilities. Also Caliban a little bit. Because Larva is just one of the best CC abilities in the game. As long as you don't have something like an Ancient Healer that's going to put Overguard on everybody, Larva is going to be really useful for you. So that's a tier 2 CC. Tier 3 is going to be Ensnare or Titania or, you know, some of these other ones. But you're really talking about Titania is 1. Khora is 2. Nezha is 3. Valkyr is 4. And I think that's it. Yes. Okay. Oh, Equinox is 5. Okay. So there's 5 Ensnare frames. Equinox is 1. Let's just do it one more time. Equinox is 1. Valkyr is 2. Nezha is 3. Khora is 4. Titania is 5. And then beyond that, you know, we've got some other unique characters. You know, we've got someone like Garuda, who is a pure damage, deals insane amounts of damage, has insane damage potential, just buffing weapons, not even talking about using her 4, which is like an instant bleed proc. Garuda is going to be a unique one because she has kind of a nice DPS. Baruch is unique. He has a really cool DPS. Who else? I think also somewhere in here is Mesa. Yes, Mesa is 3. She has a unique DPS. Trinity is kind of 4. We might do Trinity later. Trinity is kind of a unique one, but you get the idea. Okay, we'll get into it, but we'll do them. We'll do all the CC first, and then we'll do some unique AOEs or unique DPS abilities, and then we'll do some really classic Breach Surge and DPS pairings. So we're talking about like Hildren and Revenant, which I showed off a little bit. And then beyond that, we're talking about Trinity and Chroma, which are literally pure buffing frames. They have no other use except buffing you. And then you know, finally, we've got the kind of oddballs. You know, Excalibur is kind of an oddball. Banshee, Gara, Nyx. All these guys are kind of weird. Harrow is kind of a weird one. You know, a lot of shield frames are a little weird because you basically just have to use pillage, and you can't go up against infested because they don't have armor or shields, so you have nothing to pillage off of, so you don't get shields back. So that's like, shield frames are weird. That's going to be a whole category that I'll have to get into, but you'll start to see it pretty quick. And then so for Thursday and for the rest of the videos, before we do any new style of stream, this is going to be what we're going to do. And yeah, that's going to be what we talk about is, you know, these prime frames are frames that you can invest in, put an Umbra Forma in, put some Archon shards in. You know, if you like shield frames, if you want to kind of do some weird shield builds, and you know, or if you want to play Baruch, which has one of the strongest exalted weapons in the entire game, and Baruch can easily hit red crits on his exalted weapon and just delete hordes of enemies, and is just one of the most criminal frames ever. And I will be doing a whole clickbait video about Baruch and do some videos on that, but we will see. But anyway, that's all I got for you folks. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys stopping by. TikTok with 1,000 likes. We had one viewer who's still here, so fucking shout out. Obviously the concurrent viewer who gave us insane view duration, shout out. We've got a video going up tomorrow. Video going up tomorrow is Dome Keeper, so stay tuned for that. We've changed a little bit of stuff around. I changed the outro a little bit. New upload times, so hit that notification bell. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. Stay tuned. We're gonna try and do this more. I'm a lazy piece of shit, but doing solo streams is something that is fun for me, and it's kind of nice to be back. But we'll see how we do. So yeah, that's all I got for you folks. Take care. Bye bye.